If you work in accounting or finance or even tech, this year did something to you. If this year felt hard, it's because it mattered. These easy years don't shape careers, but they do shape character. For many people, this year brought a question that they didn't expect to ask. And the question is this: is this the career that I signed up for? Because a lot of what you can do can be done by ChatGPT. It can do a lot of what we used to do. How's your mental health? How's your enjoyment of your job? How's the fulfillment? Yes, there are certain aspects of your job that you like. Everything you've done so far counts. It's made you who you are. You've got a lot of good stuff in the bank. This weekly show helps you stay informed and stay relevant in the accounting game. I'm Rob Brown, your host. If you work in accounting or finance or even tech, this year did something to you. You can't deny it. Not in a dramatic headline way, perhaps, but in a quieter, heavier way. I know I spoke to thousands of people this year and over the years done thousands of episodes and interviews, and we know something's happening. You feel it maybe in the longer days, in the uncertainty, in the shifting priorities, in how much change is going on, in the meetings that have felt different even when nobody said anything. And this year's probably asked more of you than a year has ever asked of you, and it's probably asked more of you than your job description has ever promised or required of you. And before we rush into the next year with new goals and fresh energy and new hope, which is there, I do want to pause here. This is my last show of 2025. But if you listen to this in 2026, it's probably going to be relevant as well. Because if we don't name what this year really did to people, if we don't call it out, then we risk carrying the weight forward without truly understanding it, reacting to it, and preparing for the future. Because this year brought us lots and lots of change. We want to be ready for that change. This year gave us the juggernaut that is private equity. I mean, it was there before, but it's a rolling stone, isn't it? Like that avalanche going down the hill, the snowball, the mergers, the leadership changes, the AI pressures, the new targets, the new technology, the new transformation, the fewer people doing more work, the greater expectations of clients, the moving landscape, the uncertain economics, the different ways business is being done, the different regulatory changes. There's so much happening, and busy seasons and tax deadlines and the need to stay on top of AI and ChatGPT and then insert your own large language model there. It's relentless. It's relentless. And in all of this, I'm asking you, are you coping? How's your mental health? How's your enjoyment of your job? How's the fulfillment? Yes, there are certain aspects of your job that you like. I understand that. But I go back to when I was a teacher. I did 8 years teaching in high school. I started off as a phys ed teacher and I ended up as a maths teacher because I did that as a second subject. I did 4 years in the UK. I did 4 years in Hong Kong. I did an international school. And I left teaching. And the reason I left teaching was because I ended up coaching kids to pass tests. And that's not why I went into teaching. You start to get a game with the examinations and the certifications and the qualifications and how good is your school at getting these grades. And it started for me when in the 5-day week, I would have 4 good days and 1 bad day, or 4.5 good days and 1 bad day. And then it was 3 bad days, 2 good days. And you see where I'm going with this. So for many people, this year brought a question that they didn't expect to ask. And the question is this: is this the career that I signed up for? To put it a different way, a friend of mine who died this year from MND, motor neuron disease, he became a Christian in his 20s and it helped him really get through his disease. And he said at that point when he was looking for something, he said, is this the best life has to offer me? So you're asking yourself quite rightly, is this still the career I signed up for? Or is this giving me everything I was promised? And if you're feeling tired, disoriented, fatigued, or even more cautious than you used to be, you're not failing. You're definitely not alone. You're responding normally to what is an abnormal level of change. And this year compressed change, didn't it? It's what's defined this year. Things that used to take years happened in months. And it creates this tension between speed and judgment, between ambition, where you want to go, and sustainability. Can we keep that trajectory going? Between loyalty, doing the right thing, and self-protection. Loyalty is doing the right thing for your firm, for your employer, isn't it? So there's these tensions between getting there fast and getting there right, between ambition, how high you want to go, and sustainability, how fast you can get there, and between loyalty to whoever pays your wages or the vision that you set yourself, and self-protection, self-care. And if you're an early career professional or a graduate, then a lot of your assumptions have maybe been shaken or undermined. If you're a mid-career professional, and we get all sorts tuning into the show, you're probably reassessing your priorities and thinking, are you in a forever firm? Are you in a forever job? Can you finish here? Can you progress here? And if you're at the top, partner, owner, leader, then you probably felt pressure that you can't always explain, and you're expected to lead the line and set the example. And it's not easy, because while dealing with your own shit in life, you're also dealing with the shit of your firm. And this year tested trust. It tested transparency. You learned to read situations earlier because you had to. And if you're a regular audience on this show, then you'll know that I've guided you through that and held your hand all year on seeing the changes and get ahead of them. Because this Accounting Voices show, and if I didn't mention it, I'm Rob Brown, your host. This weekly show helps you stay informed and stay relevant in the accounting game. So what matters here is you've got to read situations earlier. You've got to understand that visibility creates relevance, and that creates employability, and that gives you options and career capital. You've probably learned on this show that relevance is not necessarily about your job titles. It's about your usefulness and your contribution. And that really matters, because the next year, I promise you, is not slowing down. A slower day is not coming. Don't think I'll get to those books when I have some more time, or I'll get to that learning that piece of technology when I have more time, because that slower day is not coming. So here are 4 reflections. We make these shows as practical as possible with stuff that you can take away. And I want to be your guide and your mentor, if you like, and somebody that points out the signs to you. 4 reflections I've had on this year. I've been doing a series called Accounting Reflections 2025, and I've interviewed 50 people, a lot of names that you would know: podcasters, leaders of firms, owners, practitioners, professionals, experts, coaches, consultants, podcasters, and asked them the same 5 questions. What's defined the year? What's challenged or frustrated or disappointed you? What have you changed your mind on? What skills do leaders need to upgrade to stay relevant? And what's one thing you're pretty sure is going to happen next year? And all of these 50 different answers brought out some very similar themes. So these are some reflections. If this year felt hard, it's because it mattered. Stability doesn't come from the firms alone. It comes from you and your confidence in your own network and your own capability and your career capital. That's where stability comes from. That's where security comes from. And silence is not safety here. If you're going to be invisible, you're going to be irrelevant. So this matters. You're allowed to want more without being ungrateful, because a career in accounting is still a wonderful thing. I'm a big advocate for the career of accounting. It gives you so many options, so many versatile, different directions you can take your career in. It's a great profession. I'm a part qualified accountant. When I left high school, I took a degree in accounting and I passed my first year. So I have a diploma in public accounting. I didn't get all my qualifications, but I get it. And I meet so many great people who are doing amazing things in this profession. So a career in accounting is a good thing. Lots of people ask us on our YouTube channel, where we get a lot of engagement for this show, am I making the right move going into accounting? And I say yes. But it's not every firm or every boss or every office that deserves the best years of your life. You've got to really choose carefully and take stock and decide in which direction you go and what you carry forward, and leave the rest behind. That's what we've got to do. I want to recap those 4 reflections because they came quite fast. Number 1, if this year felt hard, it's because it mattered. These easy years don't shape careers, but they do shape character. They shape your career to an extent, but you've got to get control of it. This year was a pivotal year for accountants and accounting firms and the tech and the ecosystem that surrounds them. So yeah, it's okay that it felt hard, because that means something. It's challenging you to adapt and to be agile and upgrade and shape your character and shape your visibility in your personal brand. The second reflection I've got is stability. Security doesn't necessarily come from your employer. It doesn't come from your firm. It doesn't come from your job. It comes from the skills and relationships and reputation and career capital that you build for yourself. That's where your stability, your security, that's where your options come from. The third reflection I've had this year in talking to a lot of accounting professionals is that silence is not safety. You can't hide behind competence and technical proficiency. You can't hide behind qualifications and certifications, because a lot of what you can do can be done by ChatGPT. It can pass the bar exam. It can pass a CPA qualification. It can find anomalies in spreadsheets. It can pick out the data. It can do a lot of what we used to do. So silence is not safety. You've got to put yourself out there and build a personal brand and get visible and build your influence and build your network. And you've got to be seen and you've got to be trusted and you've got to be understood. That's more safety. That's more security. That's more inoculation against unemployment and irrelevance. And the fourth reflection I've got for you is it's okay to want more without turning your back on accounting, without being ungrateful for what you've already become and what you've already done. All of that counts. Everything you've done so far counts. It's made you who you are. You've got a lot of good stuff in the bank, as it were. You've built emotional bank accounts. You've built consensus. You've built relationships. You've built your tech stack. You built your skills. You built your credibility and your reputation. That counts for something, but it's okay to want more than you've got. It's okay to want more money. It's okay to want a better job. It's okay to want to be treated better. It's okay to want to have people around you that support you and encourage you and understand mental health. It's okay to call shit out. It's okay to stand up for things. I know the job market's hard. I know corporate life is falling apart and it's really difficult to get back into careers, but you'll always be employable as an accountant. Accounting is a good career choice. It opens doors. It builds judgment. It creates impact for businesses and individuals far beyond spreadsheets and numbers, particularly if you can transition from that compliance, backward looking side of accounting into telling the stories behind the numbers, into creating narratives in the data, impact beyond the spreadsheets. But accounting's not everything. You've got to get some balance too. And maybe that's your objective for 2026 is to build some flexibility, some autonomy, some power, some choice in your career. And you do that by trading career capital for it. If you want better working conditions, you've got to be really good at your job. You've got to be likable. You've got to be competent. You've got to be branded. You've got to be visible. It's not just about being technically proficient. So not every firm, not every boss, not every office deserves the best years of your life. Reorganizing, recalibrating your career is not disloyal, it's just mature. It's the right thing to do. So my end of year message to you all is keep some of what you were doing, make some changes as we get to the end of the year. My hope is that you don't just rush past this year and write it off as a tough year, but take stock, take some time to reflect. Think about what challenged, frustrated, disappointed you. Think about what defined the year for you. Think about what you changed your mind on. What changed your outlook? What brought uncertainty about whether this is the right career, the right choice, the right office? Decide what you're going to carry forward and what you're going to leave behind, because the people that thrive next year are not going to be the busiest. I promise you, they're going to be the clearest. Clarity, context, influence, all of these are assets for you. This is Accounting Voices. I'm Rob Brown. Thank you for being part of this conversation. And in the next episode, we're going to talk about what comes next and how you build the career playbook for 2026. We'll see you then. Thanks for joining.